So, what if you could take ChatGPT from just a fun little distraction and turn it into your most powerful assistant? Well, today we're going to break down a 30-day plan to do exactly that. We're talking about transforming it from a simple tool into a real indispensable skill that's going to boost your productivity, your creativity, everything.
And let's be honest, it's a question we've all probably asked ourselves, right? You've probably used it to write a funny poem or maybe settle a bet with a friend. But there's that nagging feeling that you're only scratching the surface. This plan is all about getting you past that feeling and really unlocking what this thing can do.
And look, the goal here isn't just about learning a few cool tricks. It's about building a genuine skill. It's about understanding the logic behind getting amazing results time and time again. You'll be turning this tool into a reliable partner for pretty much any project you can dream up.
All right, so where do we even begin? Well, it all starts with the single most important piece of the puzzle, the prompt. Mastering the prompt, it's like going from giving a blurry photo to a painter to handing them a detailed blueprint. The difference in what you get back is just night and day.
I mean, just look at this. It shows the power of being specific perfectly. Tell me about dogs. That's basically a directionless wish. You have no idea what you're going to get. But the stronger prompt? It gives the AI a clear task, a specific subject, a format, and exactly what topics to focus on. The result isn't just a little better, it's in a completely different league.
So it really all boils down to this simple little framework. Be clear about what you actually want, be specific with all the important details, and give context, like who the audience is or why you need the information. If you can nail these three things, you are on your way to getting consistently great results.
Okay, here's a super simple but incredibly powerful hack, role-playing. By telling ChatGPT who it should be, you instantly shape its tone, its expertise, and its entire perspective. It stops being just a generic AI and becomes your personal resume expert, or your creative brainstorming partner, or your history tutor. It's a game changer.
So once you've got prompting down, that's when things get really exciting. You unlock a whole suite of AI-powered tools. So let's jump into how this actually applies to a whole bunch of daily tasks and turn all this theory into real-world value.
For anyone who writes, and I mean anyone, this is just huge. Think about the time you'll save. You can completely banish that blank page by getting a first draft in seconds. And then you can ask it to polish that blunt email you wrote into something professional and diplomatic. The whole writing process just gets a massive speed boost.
And the uses for learning are just as mind-blowing. You can literally ask it, explain quantum physics like I'm 12, and it will. It can create a custom quiz for any chapter in a textbook, or even just chat with you in Spanish to help you practice. It's like having an infinitely patient, on-demand tutor for, well, anything.
You know that feeling when you're stuck, just staring at a blank page? Yeah, writer's block. Think of this as the ultimate cure. In like 30 seconds, you can get 10 YouTube ideas, 20 names for your new coffee shop, 5 unique marketing angles for a new app. It's an incredible way to just kickstart your creativity.
Hey, don't forget, you are in the driver's seat when it comes to the format. You're not just stuck with a big wall of text. You can tell the AI to organize information into lists, outlines, or even these nice clean comparison tables. It makes complicated information so much easier to digest at a glance.
Okay, so once the basics are second nature, it's time to level up and start thinking like an expert. This is where we get into advanced prompt engineering, which is really just the art of crafting instructions that produce truly exceptional top-tier results. So prompt engineering sounds a bit technical, but all it really means is understanding that your instructions are the steering wheel. The better you design them, the more precisely you can guide the AI to where you want it to go, and honestly, in a world that's filling up with AI, this is the skill that separates the amateur from the pro.
So let me show you one of the coolest advanced techniques. It's called few-shot prompting, and it's beautifully simple. Before you give the AI its main task, you just give it 1 or 2 perfect examples of what you're looking for. This basically trains the model on the spot, teaching it the exact style and format you need. It works like a charm.
So, you've got all these new skills. How do you actually weave them into a reliable daily system? How do you go from using this as a fun little tool to relying on it as a true productivity assistant? Well, it all starts with building a workflow.
This right here, this is what makes the skill actually stick. First, just figure out what you'll use it for the most. Then, create a little library of your best, go-to prompts, so you're not always starting from scratch. Have a system for saving the good stuff, and finally, build it into your daily or weekly routine.
That's how you turn a novelty into a seriously powerful habit.
And you know, all this really brings us to the most important mindset shift of all. The whole point of mastering a tool like ChatGPT isn't to become obsolete, it's to become augmented. It's about letting the AI handle all the tedious work so you can focus your brain power on creativity, strategy, and the uniquely human stuff that really matters.
So, as we wrap up, that's the real question I want to leave you with. You now have the foundations for mastery. The future really does belong to people who can work creatively with these tools. So, with all this new potential, how are you going to use it?